So, because it is our friend Siddharth's Pongal,
Yes.
Makar Sankranti, and Bihu,
Bihu.
and various other things, have you arranged something?
Of course, for all our family members and for all my friends here is.
See, family members won't get anything.
Here it is.
Oh,
Pongal and a mixture of Sankrant and
What is that? And what is this?
Pongal.
oh, this is that kheer type thing, I guess you call it.
Oh,
And here is Lai
no, I'm
and
not going to be
Sankrant.
eating too much. I'll just take some for tasting. That's it.
Yeah, that's it for tasting.
Do I have a
For
spoon?
tasting.
I don't want to use my hand. Right.
Well, you have to wait for the spoon.
Then
Then
post
we
the
wait.
show. For
Yeah.
the moment you
post the
can.
show
Ah,
and
Mm.
Oh, that looks nice.
so on.
Let's try this.
If I get to know that Shivam is late because he was kite flying or something,
No, he wasn't kite flying. Here you go.
because you do that, nah?
Makar Sankranti and all.
You do kite flying. So, happy Bihu,
Happy
Pongal,
Bihu,
Makar
Pongal.
Sankranti, wherever you are celebrating, whichever part of the country or outside the country. There's a lot of you join us from Australia, US,
Germany.
UAE, Germany, everywhere. Canada.
Yep. So first day of Pongal, 2 more days to go. It's a 3-day celebration that we have. Yes. Yes. Today is Bhogi Pongal, where we give all the bhogs. Second is Surya Pongal, wherein we celebrate the sun. We make all our items outside, Rangoli and all that. And third is Matu Pongal, or we celebrate the cow. We worship the cow.
Oh,
Oh, that's why after that you have, I'm forgetting what that thing is called.
Jallikat.
Jallikat, yes.
Yeah, but Jallikat is a different kind of entertainment.
Yeah.
Or
that's in Tamil Nadu. I thought that was a very Kerala specific.
No, it's Tamil.
Tamil Nadu.
Oh.
Yes, Jallikattu. It's
But it's in Kerala too?
no, it's not. In
No,
Kerala.
so Tamil
Kerala
Nadu
is
is
another kind of mud race.
Ah.
That's the mud race in Kerala. But Jallikattu is
Kerala also has that boat race.
boat
Boat
That's
race,
on
huh?
Onam.
Yeah, well, very popular.
Very, very popular, and it's a treat to be there at that point in time. So Jallikattu will happen, but that'll have some other things which I will not discuss on the sports show.
No, because there are some issues like animal
Yeah,
rights
animal
activists.
rights
They
activists,
mention that it's not
It is like
fair
a
on the
Spanish
Bullfighting.
bullfighting thing, kind of, but it's a more open kind of.
And it's more intense because in bullfighting you're just kind of
you
attracting
have
the
to-
bull. Here you're literally fighting the thing. You're climbing on top to get the notes of the horns,
Yes,
if I'm
horns,
not wrong.
horns.
There we go.
It's,
Yeah, so it's
it's
risky.
a hard sport, to say the least. So that is a different kind of celebration. I respect that. We respect that as well. So let's see how it goes this time. We are expecting a cold blast in Delhi.
North India, yeah.
And looking at how Virat Kohli has put it on his Instagram about how he's enjoying in Kerala and how the team went to the Sri Padmanabha Swami temple before the match. Yes,
team went there.
Yes. The
So
team
what
went there.
my question is, the team went to this holy shrine,
Yeah.
this famous temple in Kerala.
Yeah.
What do you think they would have wished for? Let me ask you one by one. Take a guess.
2023.
I have not finished my question.
Ah,
Wait.
Okay.
Your chance will come to talk. Don't worry. So each of them have gone,
Yeah.
and I'm going to now take the name of players,
Okay.
and you have to tell me what is it that they would have wished for.
Ah.
Okay?
Okay.
Before that, Shivam, please show us our stream, because I also want to know a lot of them are going to tell us about what they think the players would have wished for.
Yeah.
Before that, you can also comment on the color combination that Siddharth is wearing today.
I got a 7 and 8 from the fans.
Oh.
From our family members.
That was yesterday.
Today.
Today's color combination. Pink with black and blue and whatever.
And blue.
Tell us that. Okay. So they went to the Padmanabhan temple.
Padmanabha Swami temple.
Okay. So what would Kuldeep Yadav would have asked for at the temple? First you and then him.
Give me a regular run in the Indian cricket team.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. I think you would have asked for a sustained run because I think, normally he would previously, maybe 2 years back, would have been asking for a return of form or confidence, but he's got that now. Now he just needs more chances to shine for the Indian team. Whatever the format, I think he's good in any of them.
What do you think Surya Kumar Yadav would have wished for?
That's a tough one.
You?
Test
Start.
में एक जगह दे दो.
But to be fair, he did get named in the squad.
Test में जगह दे दो.
Yeah, I think he'd want to become an all-format player for India.
So what is it that he asked for? Make me
sustained run in the ODIs, this thing, and tests. Well, he did get named in the squad, so who knows? Maybe he'll get that chance soon.
No, it's got to his name, but what is he going to ask for now?
This form to continue. He's been in
Could ask
flying
for a
form.
spot in the 11, na?
That's why
Nah.
test में जगह दे दो.
I'm asking him. Got named in the squad, he would ask for a spot in the playing 11, na? See, like Meet Soni is saying, Surya would have said, let me play my first test match.
Test
That's
debut.
what he
Right.
would have asked for. Squad to he's come. I'm going to ask for something that superb guy is saying Surya would have asked for.
Very, very bad.
Perform in knockouts. Right, that's a bad thing. If I was Sky, yes, what was that point? I would
Scroll
have
up.
I would have said exactly the same thing where Aditya Kavlekar is saying, I also think Sky would have said, Bhagwan, jo chal raha hai, wo chalne do bhai, please. Absolutely that. I also think if I was Sky, I would have asked for that. Virat Kohli, what would have he asked for?
Again, same thing. I think Jo chal raha hai, chalne do. His recent form has, or maybe he'd asked
No.
for. Maybe.
Would Virat said jo chal raha hai, chal de,
No, I think
chalne
he'd
do.
asked
Virat
for-
is not part of the
That's what I'm
T20
saying.
squad.
He'd asked for a revival in test form first and foremost. I think.
But he's not part of the T20 squad also. Sab chal raha hai
maybe,
to.
no, maybe he's okay. Not
So
being
he's
part.
not got test form. He's not part of the T20 form.
No, but
he's saying
see,
Virat
at
would have
least-
asked for jo chal raha hai, wo chal
See, but at least his touch is there. It's not like previously where
What
his
is
touch
it
had
that he would
disappeared.
ask? So obviously, no, you don't ask what you already have. You ask what you don't have. So what is he going to ask for?
ICC World Cup. Get to lift a trophy.
Okay, possible. He's asked that I want to live.
I mean, to be fair, he was part of all the teams that won it under Dhoni. But I think recently that has become a bit of an albatross around his neck. And even though he's no longer captain, I think he'd want one more trophy. Maybe the WTC.
WTC trophy. That's what Virat
The
would
mace.
have. Huh?
Take me back to 2019 and win it all.
Could he do that though?
I'm surprised you guys are not. If I was Virat Kohli, I have won ICC trophies. I have scored plenty of runs in T20, ODI, whatever. I'm surprised you guys. If I was Virat Kohli, I would ask for an IPL trophy.
Isala Cup namde.
Yes.
He was in a different
RCB hasn't won it. If I was Virat, I said, God, give me an IPL trophy. See, Harish Marisetti has said that. Come on,
win it all. That includes WTC, World Cup and IPL. Na? Win it all.
See, he's won a World Cup. He's won the Champions
That is
Trophy.
then no, obviously like win it all as
Win
in.
it all. Total cricket.
See, everyone is pointing out. Suburb guy also pointing out.
IPL
IPL
trophy.
trophy. That is
Yeah.
something that he could have asked for. Okay. What would Umran Malik asked for? Why not? Don't bring religion into it.
No, no,
when you go to a
obviously. No, no.
religious place, you ask the Almighty.
Correct.
for
I didn't
anything.
think of that actually.
Ah.
No.
Shivam was thinking. That's why. If he had to ask God something, Umran, what would he ask for?
Test debut, that would be the next thing for him.
Test debut.
Consistently 100 miles per hour.
His body will be done in 5 years in that, right?
100 miles per hour, the next big thing.
Suburb guy, good point. No injuries. Very good point. Umran would have said, see, if what is the biggest problem a fast bowler has is injuries. I think he's been an impactful bowler in that short span that he's already got for the Indian colour. So exciting to watch. You love to watch that. So as suburb guy is his name, as he points out, absolutely. Umran would say, I don't want any injuries.
I thought that prayer would be for Jasprit Bumrah.
No, but even him, now why not? And as Rishikesh points out, maybe Umran says, I'll break the record for the fastest ball ever.
Sure.
Aditya is also pointing that out. Possible, they could ask for that. Yes, Shivam, you wanted to say something? Fastest ball. You also want to go say yeah, fastest ball. Who else?
Rohit Sharma.
Good point. Okay. Shane Dias, what would Rohit Sharma have asked for?
I think he would ask for a reversal in his recent fortunes. I mean, he got captaincy for a year. We don't know whether he's T20I captain or even being considered in the format.
That they've made it amply clear that I don't think you're going to
Exactly.
see any of those senior guys coming back to the T20 squad. It's, I think, pretty clear that Hardik Pandya is your captain. He's going to take the team forward unless something drastically bad happens to the Indian team in terms of
Or
their
Rohit's
run-up
form
to
is
the
drastically good. Maybe a good IPL. Force your name back into the reckoning.
Yeah. But
Because last year he didn't have a great IPL either. Be it as a captain,
Yeah,
be it as a coach. Coach.
yes, Shivam. Okay. Shivam is saying that he will ask that take me
Bring
back
me
to
back to that form.
2019. 500s he got in that World Cup?
Yes.
Yeah, so, okay. What did you say?
I think get his form back first and foremost. ODI
But he's
is
shown
there.
form in
Yeah.
ODI
But
cricket.
in across formats, T20s recently though his form had been anything
Only
but good.
T20s. Test cricket also, as I said,
He's
one
definitely
of
one
your
of your
standout performers. So,
No vada pav jibes.
no vada pav jibes.
Speaking of,
Maybe he doesn't mind that. How are you saying that he's such a chill guy?
He's a chill
Maybe he doesn't mind people, He's like, "Theek hai, your job is to say whatever. My job is to keep playing. I keep playing."
But still, it's a brutal take on his fitness, unfortunately. So,
Acha, you're saying you would have asked for better fitness?
yes.
I don't think you would have asked for that.
I think he's fit enough.
No, I think, or one more thing, help me avoid injuries in Sena tours.
Or injuries in general. I mean,
Yes. Whenever he goes on a Sena tour, he gets injured in the last couple of years. Avoid that. So India have chosen to bat.
I don't know what is wrong with that.
Yes,
really.
okay, so this is it. Dashun Shanaka called heads and tail it landed. India have decided to bat. That is again very interesting. Maybe because both the games that have happened, team batting first is won. India batted first at Guwahati.
Team batting first, Sri Lanka lost in Kolkata.
They chose to bat, correct.
Yes.
So Guwahati, India batted first, they won.
Yep.
Kolkata, India batted second, they won. So India, whatever they're doing, they're winning.
Yeah, they
I think for them maybe the motive is, look, series is sealed. Let's give our batsmen some time in the middle. 50 overs, you can bat with no pressure really.
No, but they got a good chance to bat in both the games.
Hardik and Umran are rested.
Oh,
Washington and Surya are in.
wonderful. I expected some changes. Truth be told, this is as close to a low stake or no stake match for India. Would have been the perfect time.
We did debate upon Hardik's resting yesterday, right?
Yes,
In the
but
dugout.
if you remember
Yes.
in the show, I said that I wouldn't want to rest anybody, but we had said it yesterday that knowing what the Indian team has been doing in the recent past, there's a good chance Hardik would be rested, because if you go to Asia Cup, the inconsequential games are not the ones that are important. Hardik was rested at the time. Go to the T20 World Cup, not very important games. Hardik was again rested, which tells you that they are, trying to preserve him, which is fair enough because he has to bowl and bat,
Yes.
dual skill that he performs. And clearly, I mean, there has to be some sort of an issue with his bowling fitness, I'm guessing.
Yep.
That's why this is, this is something that the team has in mind. So yesterday when we did the dugout,
Yep.
I think we predicted that looking at what the Indian team has been doing, Hardik is going to be rested, and that's exactly what has happened. Umran rested too. You just had a discussion. What is it that you would want from Umran? No injuries.
Correct.
So maybe they've preempted it and
Yes.
said that let's rest him. But what's really interesting is that two fast bowlers have gone out. Two.
Yes.
Hardik has been bowling 5-6 overs consistently, so he goes out. So one fast bowling option goes out, and the other is Umran Malik goes out. But it's interesting to note you've got a spinner in, so which means you've got today 3 spinners playing.
Correct,
There's
yes.
going to be Akshar Patel, there is going to be Kuldeep Yadav, and there is Washington Sundar. So 3 spinners playing today, and that tells you that you've only got two fast bowlers.
Correct.
Yes,
Shami and
and Siraj. That I think is pretty surprising. And you only have how many? 5 bowling options
5
today?
bowling options. Sundar, Aksar, Kuldeep, Shami, Siraj.
That's it.
If they would want Shreyas Iyer to chip in with a few overs.
No.
seems
I
very
mean, he
unlikely.
rarely comes on to bowl.
Only 5 options.
So India only have 5 options, which means they have no other option but for all of them to be bowling their quota of 10 overs. Interesting that they've gone with an extra spinner. I wonder whether it's the conditions that's dictating that.
But they have batting
maybe
till-
the squad selection also. I mean, although
No,
you
but they
could have
have
played
Arshdeep. Arshdeep is in the squad. He hasn't played. Though interestingly, Arshdeep is not part of the ODI squad for the New Zealand series. So unless he's nursing an injury which we don't know about, maybe that's why he's not been picked, or because they thought that Shardul is that guy. Because they've got Shardul in that New Zealand series. I think the batting was suffering. So what that has done is now you're batting till 8.
9, Kuldeep, if you want to.
No, 8, because we were saying, no, so what was the biggest issue that we kept saying?
Yeah.
And by the way, you saw that happening in the last game. It was only because of that KL Rahul knock that you ended up winning. Had he also gotten out, you would have lost because your batting pretty much ends at 7. That too, Akshar is an all-rounder. I mean, he'll have good days, bad days, still not a full out-and-out batsman that you expect. Yes, he's played some good knocks, but you don't really expect him to be performing at that level of a batsman every time. So he's doing well, but still more of a bowling all-rounder, right? So at 7 you had him, 8 again Kuldeep, who no mug with the bat, but again, not something you can rely on with the bat. So what does that do? Now you have batting till 8 and Kuldeep at 9. So I think now in terms of a batting combination or strength, you're looking good. But it's the bowling that worries me. Only 5 bowlers, that too 3 spinners. I think what that could have happened, or as I said, conditions may have dictated that, because Darshan Shanaka at the toss said that environment feels very similar to Sri Lanka, and we all know that in Sri Lanka you're so accustomed to playing 3 spinners. So he says we've been good at the start, but batsmen haven't been able to capitalize. So they need to improve on that. They have got Ashen Bandara in for Dhananjay De Silva and Jeffrey Van der Sey in for Vela
Dunit Vella Lage. So he's got a leg spinner in. So they are playing 4 pacers. Chamika, Lahiru, Kasun Rajita, and Dasun Shanaka can also be there.
Yes.
Only 2 spinners, Wanindu and Jeffrey Van der Sey. So they have gone the reverse of India.
Yeah.
India playing 3 spinners and 2 pacers. Sri Lanka are playing 3 pacers and 2 spinners, but even Dasun is a medium pacer. So that is a very, very interesting thing.
Interesting, huh? Different strategies from the 2 teams. One of them going with an extra spinner, one of them going with an extra fast bowler. I wonder who. Usually, I think it's Rohit Sharma gets the conditions right. Usually, also because he's saying, if Dasun is saying the environment is much like Sri Lanka, it will be. It's not too far away, Sri Lanka, from where they're playing right now.
Yep.
How long would the boat ride take?
No, that is Tamil Nadu you're talking about. Kerala's on the other side. It
Yeah,
takes
but you
longer.
can take a boat
Longer,
ride still.
longer.
But how long?
7-8 hours.
No way.
Of course, it's far. We are underestimating the distance.
It looks so close from the
No,
thing.
no, the Mercator scale is very, very deceptive. Because you're talking about South America distances, they may look small, but from Chile to Peru,
No, I'm just going to
Peru,
Google
it will take you 4 or 5 hours by
I'm
flight.
just going to
search
Google
it.
it.
From Rameshwaram to Jaffna up in the north, it takes about 2.5 hours. Because it's only 80 kilometers from there.
I am just
Thiruvananthapuram to...
not Thiruvananthapuram. I'm just like any part of
Any
Kerala.
port
From
of
Tamil
Kerala.
Nadu, obviously it'll be closer.
Very
just
close,
very
yes.
close, just there.
Park Strait. No?
But from Kerala, you'll have to go like this. So I'm just trying to see how much time would it take.
At least 6 hours. At least. Because you have to cross the Indian
Even that
Ocean
way, yeah.
slightly elliptical way. So that's why from there it is straightforward.
Yeah, from there though it's just right there, right?
Yep.
From Tamil Nadu, it's
From
just
Rameshwaram, it's 80 kilometers away.
From Kerala, also see if you take it from the edge to this side.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe 6 hours. Could be 6, depending on what speed the
The boat is going, yeah.
Yeah. That's why most people always from Tamil Nadu, from northern Sri Lanka, they would go to Tamil Nadu, much closer.
Much closer.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Geographical area is the same, right?
Yeah.
So they're saying the temperatures
Yeah,
are the
it's
same.
humid, it's cloudy, hot,
Yes.
very similar to
They were
Sri Lanka.
extremely similar.
Yeah, very similar. Plus the coconut trees and the greenery around there gives you that same feeling when you enter Colombo. So it's like that.
So different strategies, they've gone with. Pretty surprising.
Yep. Avishka Nuvanindu, okay, Nuvanindu scored a 50 on debut in Kolkata. Kusal Mendes, well, not been in form.
But do they have
But
anyone else?
when has he ever been in form? Ashin Bandara, Charit Asalanka, Dasun Shanaka, Vanindu Hasranga.
Okay,
Chamika Karunaratne.
let's see what Rohit said at the toss. He says, looks like a good pitch. They want to make most of it. They want to improve on a few areas. They want to play a perfect game. But Hardik Umran rested, as I said, yeah. So I think what they've done is that it's a good pitch, so they're like, okay, let's bat first, put a total up there. And then, because I think one other factor is not so much about what you are looking at, but also looking at the opposition. And I think the weaker suit of Sri Lanka has been their batting.
Yeah.
So they're saying, okay, if you put up, because a good pitch to bat on, if you put up a good 350 plus sort of a total, which India can on a good pitch. So they're saying, okay, let's try and put pressure then on the Sri Lankan batsmen who found it tough so far in the ODI. So I think that also could have been strategy, not so much dictated sometime on conditions that chasing could be better or not. I think it's mostly dictated by the opposition and what they are doing. And also, I think, I mean, you saw India also under pressure last time while chasing. So maybe they thought, whilst, I mean, like Shane said, maybe this, because you won the series, India could have still tried a few things. But also they're like, why, break the winning momentum, continue that. You've got another series coming. So why experiment, make the most of batting condition. Also, your batsmen, if they've got a few runs, it's best to keep getting runs under your belt. Because that plays a major role, going forward.
Vikram Rathore, the batting coach in the press conference yesterday, said that this is not a very high scoring ground, although he's not seen the pitch. But you remember in the T20I that India played against South Africa in Thiruvananthapuram, teams struggled to make a big total there. I mean, South Africa were reduced to 9 for 5. And they had to really huff and puff their way to 100.
Correct.
And even India struggled.
Yeah.
So that is why it's kind of a tacky wicket. And even in the pitch report, Shivam can just go into that. Next tab. Because in the pitch report, it was said that 5 out of the 8 teams were all out, could be a tricky pitch. If I were Sri Lanka, I would bowl first, according to the experts that did the pitch report. So they are anyway getting their wish, they are bowling first. India are batting. So maybe they would want to use the condition, know what the total is, and then approach the target.
Also they are pointing out that there is going to be dew in the evening there. Is there dew that part of the country? But this is winter time, even though it's like tropical weather there. I mean, winter being...
It is cloudy, and although no rain is expected, but dew doesn't come that much in that part of the woods. But around
the pitch
summertime
report,
it does.
But the pitch report, they did point out that there is a chance for dew to come in.
And if there is in fact dew, India have 3 spinners.
Yeah.
You'd want to be putting on a really big total.
Is it again, they want to challenge themselves in tough conditions?
Tough conditions at home?
Maybe, you don't know. Maybe they're preparing for it, because see, in October, November, when the World Cup has been held, there'll be a lot more dew.
Correct. By that point,
That
the dew
time,
factor,
yes.
will be really alert.
So maybe they want to challenge themselves in this kind of a situation. Okay, we'll bowl in the dew in the night. Let's see how we can cope up with it.
Possible. That could be that one thing that they have in mind.
Because see, even in the New Zealand series, you're going to encounter plenty of dew, because the matches are in Hyderabad, Raipur and Indore. So in the same time around January, there will be a lot more dew in Raipur and in Indore. So maybe Rohit Sharma wants, in a very particular situation, okay, I want my bowlers to try bowling in the dew as much as possible in order to get acclimatized to the conditions in October, November.
Correct.
Perhaps that is the thing.
Maybe. Question from Harish Marisetti wants to know, where will Sky bat? Just show the batting order, because what Harish is pointing out, just go to the other thing, Shivam, please. What Harish is pointing out is that in T20s, Sky does very well at number 4. Is he going to be at number 4? No, please stay on that. Yes, Shivam, please stay on that. So he's saying that Harish is pointing out that number 4 is where Sky does very well in T20s. What should he be doing in ODI cricket? So let's run through the batting order. You will have Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill play, Virat Kohli at number 3. Now it's interesting because you've got a Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, Surya Kumar Yadav. So first things first, I think he'll bat ahead of KL Rahul.
I think he may bat ahead of Shreyas if they want quick runs in that part of the innings. It will really depend on where the wickets fall. If you want to consolidate, Shreyas is the better bet. If you want someone to go out there and just get some quick fire mat runs, Sky would be the better bet.
But Shreyas also can play aggressive cricket.
Especially middle overs against spin. Yes.
Yeah. But I think, it's a catch-22 situation. I'll tell you why. Conventional logic would tell me that let me keep Sky, because he's so good in that T20 format, let me keep Sky after Shreyas Iyer, right? Let Shreyas be in top 4 and Sky comes in, because at number 5 you'll come in around when, considering everything goes according to plan, you're coming with last 20 overs to play or something like that. So if that's the situation, then nobody better than Surya Kumar Yadav to play those last 15 overs in the style in which he does. That's one option. The other way of looking at it is that I would want Sky to bat ahead of Shreyas Iyer is because what we are talking about Sky here is, and then everyone is saying that listen, he's suited for the T20 format, he's not suited for the ODI format. So I would also like to see whether Sky then can adjust, by which I mean in an ODI format, you don't have to start playing risky strokes from the word go. You want to bide your time, take a few singles, get going, and then when the last few overs are left, you go hell for leather. Now that's a completely different approach from a T20 approach, which Surya Kumar Yadav has kind of mastered. Can he change those gears slightly, make that slight adjustment to ODI? If you want to see that, then I think it's a better option, send him right after Virat Kohli, irrespective of the situation. Even if India lose wickets early, rather than waiting to send Surya Kumar Yadav for the time that he needs to be an aggressor, I think send him early. And then see whether he can then, instead of playing those cameos, 10 over, 12, 15 over cameos, can he also play a 35, 40 over inning if you're looking at? Because that I think is the skill that you're trying to find in Surya Kumar. You already know he has that skill to play those 15 over blasts, 40 balls something, hundreds or 80s or 90s. We know he can do that. But can he do the other role? And if that's what you want to find out and discover, then I think make him bat at 4. Because with Shreyas, you already know what you're going to get. So hardly makes any difference if you bat him at 4 or 5. But which means KL is at 6. Huh?
I think I would not risk him at 6.
KL.
Split Shreyas and Surya according to the situation. Make KL bat at number 5 because of his record that he's got at 5.
Let's assume it is a conventional inning, okay?
Yes.
Whereby wickets are falling at regular intervals, and by that, and I say that number 5 comes in with 15 overs to go and number 6 comes in with 10 overs or 8 overs to go. So then Sky comes in at number 6?
Yes.
And KL at 5?
Yes. Because KL can be your anchor if you want that kind of a situation. But if you want to accelerate, he did show in the Barsapara ODI that he can accelerate as well. But if you keep Shreyas and Surya at say 4 and 5 or vice versa, the problem is if both get out cheaply, KL is left a lot to do with the tail. So rather you sandwich KL in between Shreyas and Surya.
But in this case, your tail is Akshar Patel and Washington Sundar. So
you got a batting depth this time. But then ideally, I would want someone as an anchor with 2 aggressive players on either side. So that you have that buffer. Okay, if Shreyas and Surya both fail, then what do I do? My plan B will be, okay, look, if we are 4 down and we need somebody to come in with 10 overs to spare, then I will have Surya at 6. But assuming that we still have overs to go, I would still keep KL at number 5 because of his great record and that he can bat in both kind of situations. He can accumulate, and then he can also accelerate. So that factor, I will keep Surya at 6 because he would be for Hardik Pandya as the finisher. He can finish an innings well.
No, but as I said, they very well could go with this. At the moment, let's say if it was a World Cup game, right? And I haven't tried anything, then probably I'd go with what you're saying because I then know that each player is batting in the right position. Because you're using the strength. So you're using Iyer at 4, which he should, I think, would be best suited at. KL at 5, which is best suited at. And Sky at 6, only because we know that good 5, 8 overs are left, then nobody can have an impact like Sky does. So all of that put together, as of now, if this was a World Cup game, a crucial game, I would go with that. I'm saying because you have time now till the World Cup, and you really want to find out whether each of these players can do different roles or not, and I think this is the only chance for you to find that out, then maybe get Surya to come in early and let us see if he can play that role also of having a longer inning where you bide your time, run a ball 20-30 and then you start kicking in,
Yes.
like a inning that Virat usually plays in ODI, which is perfect for ODI. Can he do that? Because I think Surya can. I mean, we've gotten so used to watching him play those explosive innings that we kind of forgotten that he also has this skill.
Yes.
And does he still have it at the top level? Because we haven't seen it, so you want to see it. So I'm just saying, for that reason, you could do it now in bilaterals. Later, you wouldn't know. But yeah, if this was a crucial game, a must-win game, a big tournament, and you want to have the right place, right player at the right place, then I think that's
because
the best.
we have seen often with that floating experiment in the last 2 years, for many players it's not worked.
Yeah.
So
and
maybe,
it won't really.
And it won't. So you slot a particular player in that particular position starting now. Then you need not have to juggle so much according to the situation when the World Cup comes.
Maybe.
That is why.
Maybe you
that
could
floating experiment that was in the 10s in the first decade of the 21st century. I think now you're looking at stability.
No, but why I'm saying is that I don't know. Right now they are with KL Rahul, and I think he's done well, and he'd be a wicket keeper. But I'm saying, in case you move away from that plan and you go in with a regular wicket keeper, and if that happens to be a top order batsman, then you may need somebody, to come up. Yes, Shivam. Acha.
Because this experiment will once again have a new dimension during the New Zealand series. Because KL is in there. Then you're getting in Ishan.
Yeah.
So
you would need somebody to go up also.
yes.
So
But I think Ishan will play in the middle order because Vikram Rathod hinted in the press conference yesterday that he's primarily an opener. But if the flexibility issue comes up, then Ishan will bat in the middle order.
I would love to say Shubman in the middle order, truth be told. I think he's more of a middle order bat.
But I think he is an opener. He is best suited as an opener because that's the role, or number 3 max.
But number 3, right?
I think you can't push Shubman down the order because then he has a tendency that he cannot accelerate that much. He's had that problem in the IPL also.
True.
He's more of an anchor who can bat through the innings.
And that,
You
in
want
that
that
sense, yeah.
stabilizing factor. The guys who can be that aggressive, raise that quotient up is Ishan, Surya and Shreyas Iyer.
And Rahul too, when he's in...
When he's in form. But because you're going to see Ishan and Surya both in the New Zealand series. That is the main, and because we all kind of thought Hardik Pandya will get rested because could his body handle the stress of playing 6 ODIs and 6 T20s?
More importantly, you have no backup.
You have no backup. Now
So you're treating him and handling him with kid gloves, cotton wool, wrapping him up in, because you don't have a choice.
Because 6 ODIs and 6 T20Is, that's done. He would have had a 1 month break and then straight away the 3 ODIs against Australia and then the IPL. Was that workload sufficient for him? I think it would have broken him.
Yeah.
That is why now...
And don't forget, he's captain of his IPL team too, so I highly doubt.
T20 captain as well.
Exactly.
So he'll have to play all.
He have to play the T20s. Then the best place to rest him is the ODIs because you don't play Test cricket. So
Yes. So
no, I don't think it's so much ODIs or T20s. It is whether it's a crucial game or not.
Yeah, exactly.
So whichever format, I think if they have an inconsequential game, if you won the series or whatever,
Then-
as I said, they did it in Asia Cup and T20 World Cup, so they'll do it. But he has to, because he's not playing Test, he can't now pick and choose between ODIs and T20. So he has to play both and regularly at that. But yes, if it's a game which doesn't really require you to win or anything, then maybe I guess you could.
and remember, we know that he was rested for an inconsequential game. But Nikhil, you would know what happened after that. Hardik Pandya lost momentum with the bat after he was rested. And he struggled since then.
Which game?
He was rested for the Hong Kong game.
Yeah.
But after that, his struggles with the bat started. Except that one knock against England in Adelaide, his rest of his knocks have been very scratchy. So we'll have to look at that. Whether a rest impacts his momentum That also needs to be looked at.
One question from Ankit Dhotre. He says Umran should play more because the more you play, the better you get. And what Aniket is saying, Aniket, yes,
Aniket,
what Aniket is saying, I think is quite valid because there are talks that sometime we are rotating our fast bowlers too often. A lot of them, and I've been privy to that, a lot of them don't turn up for your practice sessions as well because you're trying to protect them. And so I understand. And there is a old school thinking where a lot of fast bowlers have said that, listen, keep bowling, the more you bowl, the fitter you get, and it's better, especially in match. So maybe there is merit in what Aniket is saying, but I don't know, maybe now that there are a lot of experts, so we're just sitting here and commenting and going by age-old wisdom, where the likes of Wasim Akram and all used to say that, listen, the best way, or Kapil Dev, best way for us to be fit is the more I bowl, the stronger my muscles get,
Yes.
and then less chance of injury. So that is something that they went by, and maybe even now you have people who back this kind of methods and thought process, but you also have a specialist support staff that is working very closely in terms of workload management, where you have a lot of data going into computers, where you're actually counting the number of balls he's bowled in practice, in matches, and the kind of effort that's going into his body. Biomechanics come into play, and that's where they see that, listen, he's taking a lot of load because of the pace that he's bowling, a lot of extra effort on his shoulders or back or wherever, so maybe time to rest. So I think we'll leave it at the experts, hoping that they get it right. I know that I've not always got it right. I think biomechanics and workload management has also failed you, so it's not a short way. But I think that's the path that the Indian team has taken. It may be right, wrong, we don't know. I think longer run we'll get to know. But all I would want as a Indian fan is that he should remain fit and available for crucial games. And if this is not a crucial game, and if rest allows him to be fit for the rest of the games, then so be it. I'm not going to be too worried about it.
Yep.
Anshuman Mohanty saying, why doesn't Kohli bowl anymore?
When was the last time he did bowl, if I recall, in international 2016?
No, he bowled in the 2020 test match against New Zealand in Hamilton, and all was lost though.
Yeah.
But I think he is nursing a back injury, a long-term back injury, and that's why he doesn't want to bowl that often. And
maybe.
Also ever since he had that impactful shoulder injury in that Australia
He
series
pretty much gave up bowling.
in 2017, I think he's decided, okay, I will not bowl much. And his bowling was put to the grave. Yes.
Albi Wakil, 4 sixes.
11 years back. No, not 4 sixes, 28 runs.
Or 28 runs, yeah.
Yeah.
But as I said, like if there is even like 0.0001% chance that his bowling can impact his back, then I wouldn't want to take that chance,
100%.
because you need Virat Kohli, the batsman,
Yes.
and just for like 1 or 2 overs here and there. And if truth be told, he's not the most aesthetically pleasing bowler to watch as well, or that effective. So why?
Yes.
I mean, why?
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya, I can understand we get worried that he's not bowling because he can be effective with the ball. But
I didn't want to say Alvi though, because after
This
that,
is mean.
he did pick up a wicket in the T20 World Cup semi-final.
I remember, yes.
Johnson
2016.
Charles.
Yes.
He picked Johnson
Anime
Charles.
fan wants to know, whom should I keep as captain in the fantasy app?
We don't know.
No, why? We can still advise them. So what? We are not taking the name of any app. But they want to know, you're here to help them.
Kuldeep.
I would pick Kuldeep as a vice. Because you don't know how
Kuldeep
much
as
he'll
vice
bat.
captain?
Yeah, you don't know how much he'll bat. Generally, I prefer going for an all-rounder, but you don't have Hardik today, so maybe...
I will go for Shreyas Iyer.
Maybe Rohit also would be a good shout.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a batsman, a top order batsman at that. So yeah, between a Rohit,
Or maybe Shubman.
Virat or Shreyas. I'm also going with Shreyas Iyer because I had picked Shreyas Iyer as my captain in the Hindi show also. So I'm going to stick with that. I just think that if let's say, if a few things. One, the fact that India has played 3 spinners is telling me that conditions are spinner friendly. They could have got it wrong, but I'm just assuming that because they're at the ground, and Rohit usually is very good at reading conditions. So I'm guessing he's got it right, which means you need a player who's good against spinners, and I think Shreyas is that player. Secondly, why I'm picking up batsmen is because if, again, what Rohit points out, the best conditions to bat maybe first innings. So if that is also the case, then I'm going to go with a batsman from the team that's batting first, which is India, and a good player of spin, and a top order kind of a batsman comes in at number 4, and I'm hoping he comes in by number 4. If all of that put together, then I think I'm going to
Shreyas is a good
Iyer.
shout. Yeah. And also, Silly Point makes a very good point for a change. He's saying that before we make fun of Kohli's bowling, just remember he's the last Indian bowler to have taken a wicket in a T20 World Cup semi-final. Which is actually correct.
Yeah, I mean, Nehra got, Bumrah got Gale, Nehra got Samuels, and Kohli got Johnson.
Yeah, that's that. 2021 we didn't play the semis. 2022 we didn't take a wicket. So,
yeah, he is, yes. I mean, I'm not. I pointed that out, Silly Point, and yes, but you don't bowl him that often. Because of
I still remember. I think it was the ICC released all that footage of the 2008 batch of captains introducing themselves, and Kohli got made a lot of fun of introducing himself as a batting all-rounder, pace bowling all-rounder. He introduced himself. He introduced himself as a pace bowling all-rounder.
His favorite player though was Herschel Gibbs.
Yeah, I remember that also. He mentioned in the video.
Yeah. But that was that under 19.
Yes, under 19. 2000.
Favorite player was Herschel.
Yeah, my favorite player is Herschel Gibbs.
I remember that.
Yes.
There's like Mone Mokel and all of them are also
There
part of that.
is Steve Smith.
Yes,
There
Steve
is
Smith,
Darren Bravo.
Yes.
James Taylor, Stephen Finn, Imad Wasim,
Imad Wasim.
right?
Yes.
Ahmed Shehzad.
No, Jadeja was not.
Jadeja was not a
was
captain.
there,
Yeah, he
yes,
was there. He just wasn't a captain.
Wasn't captain.
Yeah. Favorite player Yuvraj Singh. Imad Wasim, then Ahmed Shehzad is also there. Steve Smith.
And this is when Steve Smith was more.
Kane,
no, Kane was I think before or
What
after.
did he say?
No,
Right
Kane
arm
was
quick
there,
bowler,
but-
na?
Yeah,
So,
say right arm
yeah.
quick or something like that. you
Right
said.
arm quick.
Right arm quick, yes.
See, Silly Point says right arm quick bowler.
Right arm quick bowler,
Yeah.
yes. So that's about it. Okay, GGK is asking just go up a bit. Is New Zealand ODIs the last chance for Ishan in ODIs at 5 with Rahul and Gill looking good? Sanju is better.
I love how he always brings Sanju into every discussion. It's really cool.
So the last part, GGK, Sanju is not there in any of the squads
Exactly.
because he is injured, got a knee injury, and unfortunately that knee injury seems to be bad enough for him to be kept out.
I think next he'll play probably would be either in Australia ODIs or IPL.
Direct IPL.
Direct IPL.
Looking at the pool that is there, but last chance for Ishan.
No. You need who's your backup opener?
Good question. That's the
Ishan?
thing. Ishan.
Ishan is your backup opener.
Ishan
so
is
not
your
a chance.
backup opener.
If you're saying maybe in ODIs at 5, I mean, if he does really well in this series, then again he's another dilemma.
See, we are only talking about Surya Kumar Yadav now because Hardik isn't there.
And same reason we're talking about Ishan now is because we know KL won't be.
KL won't be there. And remember, when Hardik comes back and when Shreyas is there, Surya is fighting it out with Shreyas for that number 4 spot. It's not for any other spot. Hardik
Game
is there.
started, I think.
That would have started, yes.
Yeah, 3 balls have been bowled. And who's...
Upal
Chalo then,
Jaspal,
we'll take your leave.
Kasun Rajita is
Rajita.
bowling. Yeah.
See you mid innings.
Yes, it's an action-packed day. So
Yeah, lots of
Hockey
stuff
as
going
well.
on today. Hockey going on. There's 2 football derbies today.
There's the El Clasico.
El Clasico is late night. 10 o'clock is the North London derby. Arsenal versus Spurs. Plenty of stuff going
luckily
on.
bro isn't there.
No,
today.
bro is very heartbroken
Why?
because Chelsea hijacked Mikhailo Mudrik's transfer.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, I think you're going to do something on that. Yes.
Yeah, I have plenty of football stuff planned. Don't worry.
Yep. And don't forget, it's also Hockey World Cup. India
versus England, right?
Yes. Crunch encounter. Because today, whoever wins is in
So
pole position.
6:45 will be live with
I
that.
will be
Yes.
live for the preview.
What there will be others with you.
Yeah, we'll all be there.
You'll all be there.
Yeah.
Come join in the fun. And we'll be also doing the halftime and also the match it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if India win, they're as good as through, right?
Almost through to the direct
The
quarterfinals.
quarterfinals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because what's it? It's like 4 groups of 4.
4 groups, top team of each group, direct qualification. Number 2 and number 3 play the pre-quarterfinals of their corresponding groups.
Got it, got it,
In
got
D, they'll play C. A will
play B, right?
Yeah.
That's how
Cool.
it is.
Sad news from Nepal.
Yeah,
But
very,
this
very
is, this Pokhara Kathmandu route. I've taken it on flight. It is scary as hell.
Yeah.
These old aircrafts,
Oh.
very scary. And I did it in bad weather. And I was like praying during that flight, me and my wife. It was going crazy. I
Man,
can't
that
tell you.
turbulence would have been crazy.
Crazy. And so then, and the worst thing was is before taking the flight, I even read about it, that it's one of the most dangerous routes. It's had like the maximum amount of air crashes in this route. So I'm not surprised, it's like just waiting to happen.
Somebody was
It's really sad that it
Very-
happened.
very sad. Yeah, our thoughts are with them. So
Yeah, hopefully there's some changes taken towards maybe.
But it's been there for a long time, but nothing has
you can't
seems
do
to have
anything
been
about
done.
that route
Yeah.
also because
Yeah.
geographically it's a very
No,
challenging
plus
terrain.
they're using like very old ancient aircrafts, and
I think that's
budgets
also-
aren't great there. You know, economically
Yeah.
they can't afford some big ones.
I know. And it happened, I think, during the best weather, and it was a technical snag. It wasn't a
That's what I'm
weather-related
saying.
issue. Very, very sad.
No, sad news, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, see you guys.
See you. Thank you. Bye bye. Vanakkam. And happy Pongal.